Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hope Canada by Moksha Canada Foundation. Welcome to the live and inclusive and resilient music art series. I'm your host, Carlo Bianchini. Catch me every Sunday interviewing local live artists. Today, I have with me the lovely, the talented music theater extraordinaire performer. She has her own podcast, Mikayla Stradiotto.
Hi, everyone.
Thanks so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
No, I'm really excited for you to be here, too. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm so good. You know, it's crazy snowing outside, but we made it.
I was going to say, we got a lot of snow over the past couple of days, and, you know, coming in, it was quite something.
Yeah, I'm scared for February.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to get worse. But we're in Ontario, so.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And we're making the most of our lockdown and our restrictions right now within Ontario.
Doing this.
So
great.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about this initiative? It's a great initiative, don't you think?
No, it's so awesome. Well, we both went to theater school together.
That's right.
That's how I know Carla.
Sheridan together. Yeah.
Sheridan College.
Yeah.
I've been doing artistic stuff my whole life, and now getting to this age where I can start to like run stuff and actually have a voice in things. It's great when companies start initiatives like this and give artists a space to just talk and
a voice to be heard, right?
Totally. Yeah. So
totally.
This is amazing. I'm very excited.
I'm glad you think so.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to lately?
What have I been up to?
I know you're teaching.
I am teaching. I teach at a children's theater. So I choreograph for them. We just started doing a bunch of shows for our new season. The auditions are online right now.
I was going to say, you're probably doing those through Zoom, right?
Yeah.
And what do you think about that whole thing of like, not only theater on Zoom, but auditioning on Zoom yourself, right? Because like that's been a huge thing in the industry.
Yeah.
And then
It's
like
weird.
doing auditions, like because you're on the other end of things too.
Totally.
At Bravo Academy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Which is kind of cool to be on both sides of it. But it's weird because when we went to school, they didn't really teach us all of this technological stuff.
Yeah.
And right after we graduated, it was like, everything is online. Just understand it.
Yeah.
Know how to do it. Know how to light yourself. And you're pretty much everything. You're lighting, sound, director. You're everything.
Yeah.
So it's weird. It's a new change, but it's a nice challenge.
Yeah.
With the children's theater that I work for, we just did some like whole shows online. So we did the Addams Family, which was like fully on Zoom.
I love that one for children's
It was
theater.
really fun,
Yeah.
but it was like a completely different world. The kids had to pre-record all of their dance movement, and then we had a video editor come in and like put the formations together. Like it was I had to like work side by side with a video editor to bring my like.
Well, you're the choreographer, like it's your vision.
Yeah.
And so how did that work out? Like, did you have to tell the kids to like, okay, make sure your whole body's in shot and like.
Oh, fully. The kids had to go and buy green screens.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they had to be like a specific, like a certain portion of their body had to be in the frame, which is really hard. Like kids are doing this in their basements.
And like what age range are we talking here?
6 to like 12. Depends on the troupe.
Okay.
But
yeah, which can be challenging.
Very
like
challenging.
that age range. Oh my goodness.
But they're having fun, so that's
all that
matters,
for sure. And that show is a blast.
Oh my
too,
gosh,
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Auditioning through Zoom, like I've done a couple now, and it's like it's more nerve-wracking in a way because not only do you have to worry about the audition, but you also have to worry about your tech coming through for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I feel like there's also this weird expectation for artists for it to be perfect.
Right.
Because you're at home, you can do as many takes as you want.
There's no excuses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now I'm like doing a song and maybe I'm in it, but I crack on one note, or I'm doing a dance and I watch it back and I do something weird, and like then I can spend a whole day recording online auditions, which is it's frustrating because it won't be perfect. Like we do live performances, and that's kind of what makes it beautiful, is that it is imperfect. But now that it's online, it's like,
and if you're anything like me, which I think you might be, I don't like watching myself back.
Oh my God,
I'm
hate it.
so critical of it.
I hate it, yeah.
And I feel like it's probably to a degree that's like not the healthiest. You know, I'm like being way too hard on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably do want to see some like human flaws, like things that like they understand it's not going to be perfect, right?
Mm-hmm.
And depending on the length of the time they've given you for auditions and whatnot. I mean, we're not new to submitting self-tapes, but I think when the whole thing is live, it just brings like another aspect to it, you know?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's a weird world. Weird world that we live in.
At the moment, yeah.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I think that you're really great at overcoming some of those things. Like you've got your podcast right now.
I have a podcast,
We'll talk about that a little bit.
So my podcast is called Not Your Mother's Book Club. Okay. And we pretty much read romance novels. Yeah. It's myself and my roommate. And
when did you guys start that again?
We started it almost a year ago now. So we have our first season out. We just took a little break. And our second season premieres on the day before Valentine's Day.
Wow.
So if anyone wants to check it out, it's really fun. It's like comedic, a little bit about romance and bringing like that whole world of writing back. I feel like it is becoming a little bit more mainstream again.
Oh, totally. I'm hearing about it like more and more all the time.
Yeah, it's everywhere. It used to be like that weird book that you see in Value Village for like for old ladies.
Right.
But now writers after like 50 Shades of Grey, like now they're just becoming more popular. So it's kind of a cool niche to be a part of right now.
Yeah, it's more in the mainstream. Like it's slowly on that. I wouldn't even say slowly anymore.
It's here.
Like it's here.
Yeah.
It
arrived. Yeah.
Like it's definitely here.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah.
No, that's so cool. And so it's you and your roommate that are doing that.
Yeah.
And you just started a Patreon for that, I see.
Yes,
as well.
we did. A little Patreon. It's just one level of Patreon, $9 a month. And then you get an extra episode a month. You also get exclusive bonus episodes.
Ready to go. This is a pro podcaster right here.
I know, right? I'm right here.
Everything.
I wonder why you had me on. And just like great exclusive content, and we're coming out. We're going to start videoing some of our episodes, which will be fun.
It brings another element to things, right?
Totally. Yeah.
Definitely.
Trying to figure out that setup. Because
bringing
we don't
that
have
stage presence to it, you know? You have such stage presence. I remember because, like we said earlier, we went to the same theater school.
Yes.
And actually, it's interesting talking about online stuff too, because we were just on that cutoff before the pandemic happened where we didn't have to do our shows online.
Yeah.
In the previous years, or years under us, actually had to do their shows online.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine.
We missed it.
Yeah. God. Yeah. I can't even imagine, having to go through that kind of thing. There are some shows, like looking back at it, that I think would kind of fit that. Like in real life, for example, would kind of be cool to see in that setting.
Kevin Wong.
Right.
Nick Green.
Yeah.
That would have been an awesome show to do. I feel like they just shut. It would be cool.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Did you like our like final season? Like our shows and everything?
Oh my God. That's so long ago.
It was so long ago. But we got to talk about theater school a bit,
I know, right? Theater school. Wow. I feel like yes. Mm-hmm. I'm a very golden age girl.
Oh, yeah.
So all of the contemporary shows, I was like, no, I want more golden age.
Golden age? Or are you like golden age? Like where does your heart lie?
Me?
Golden age
oh my God, I'm
contemporary?
always golden age.
Okay.
Problematic storylines, but
of course,
the vocals are beautiful.
Of course.
Like West Side Story just came out with that movie.
Oh, what did you think about that?
Beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous, right?
It was so gorgeous, and Stephen Sondheim. Sad.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful movie. I love Golden Age. It's like that's where my heart is. So I don't know. I wish that we did more
golden
of that
stuff.
Genre. But how about you? Did you?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
We were in good shows.
We were. I think everybody had like well, I can't say that. I was gonna say I think everybody had a good time, but I can't say that. Theater school comes with many, many challenges.
It really does. It's very challenging. It makes you really look at yourself as an artist and like where you fit into this world. You think it's like, oh, I just want to do performance, but there's so many different avenues that you can go down. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so it really makes you think about that.
And when did you start singing? Like, I know it was like before high school, right?
Yeah.
For you, like when did you realize like there was something that you wanted to get into?
Well, I've been dancing since I was 2.
So dance is what came first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I was always dancing, like out of the womb,
Mm-hmm.
a dancing baby.
Yeah.
And then my mom put me in dance lessons. I did ballet for years because my mom was like, you need to know the basics, you know?
Yeah.
But I
Proper
really
form.
wanted to do tap. And so I got my friend to teach me tap in her basement.
Killer tap dancer over
Thank
here,
you.
by the way.
This one too.
Oh, yes. But I made my way to level 1. You like started in level 1.
Yeah.
We have these levels at
I've
theater
been
school.
dancing since I was 2.
Okay, yes.
But yeah,
But still.
I really wanted to do tap. And so I got one of my friends to teach me tap in her basement.
Yeah.
And then my mom finally
Like on a
let me-
board? Like did you set at a board?
like on cement.
Oh, wow.
And
that's
I didn't
that's
even
even cooler to me.
Yeah, I
so-
didn't even have tap shoes. Like
Yeah.
I was just in her basement secretly learning tap. And then my mom finally put me in a class.
Yes.
I don't know what age, but I was still very young.
Mm-hmm.
And I went into the class and just killed it. And they were like,
Well, and you know
let's just
why? I
bump
have a
you up.
theory as to why. Okay.
why?
The best way to learn tap dance, if anyone is interested, don't learn in tap shoes. Learn in like old runners that you've been wearing for a while that are worn out, and like
Yeah.
learn how to like make the sounds with
Yeah.
those shoes, and then put on taps. And
This
I
is
think
kind of true.
everything will translate like that much more. I don't know. Do you agree with me on that?
Yeah, well, I feel I've never thought about that, but
Yeah.
I think there is something to it because
Yeah.
in tap shoes, it can be a little bit frightening. You're like, there's metal on the bottom of my shoes.
Yeah. Depending on
it's
the
a little
like
bit
space, you know, you're slippery. I was gonna say like.
Yeah, that's kind of
I
true.
don't know. It's just my theory. Because when I first started, I would always like practice with my like runners like outside of class, and people were always like, "What is this guy doing?" Like, you know, in the hallway next to the Tim Hortons, I'd be like, you know, just practicing
yes.
the taps, and they'd be like, "What is this guy doing?" I was like, "I'm practicing tap."
Wait, did you start tap at Sheridan?
No.
Oh.
I did a year or so of it at dance. Like I did dance. I took dance
Before Sheridan.
before
yeah,
Sheridan.
Yeah.
But I never got as into it as when I was at theater school. So, and I found a new love for it. Like, it's just such a great, because I think like for me, it's all about the rhythm, right? So I'm always like, oh, like I don't know what to call this step, and I might not be able to tell you the technical term, but like I know that sound.
Yeah.
And I know this sound comes from my heel, and this sound comes from my toe, and so that was what clicked, I think.
Yeah.
For the most part,
I love tap.
it's so great.
It's so cool.
So it started with dance.
Yeah,
for you.
dance. And then I used to sing in the choirs at my church when I was little.
Did you guys have like multiple choirs, like a jazz choir?
No,
like,
it was
ensemble?
just like the regular run-of-the-mill like children's church choir. And they
Yeah.
would give me some solos, which I guess
Of course
was
they did,
good.
because they were like, "Look at this talented human. How can
you.
we not?"
I was so nervous.
Yeah, well, as a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
kid, right? Of course, yeah.
Yeah. But then I started actual vocal lessons when I think I was in grade 8, which was pretty far along. I feel like people usually start singing when they're really young, but I kind of started later. And then I started doing musical theater in grade 11.
Did you do like classical first?
Yeah.
Then, like you
yeah.
studied like classically.
Yeah,
first?
I started.
'Cause you have that classical like undertone, like that training under your
That's
belt.
kind of where I came from.
Yeah.
I was gonna go to school for opera, but then I just decided because of my dance background, I wanted
Yeah.
to do musical theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a love for classical. I love, as I already said, I love Golden Age and like opera and stuff. It's just so beautiful and technical, and it's an amazing craft, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I started out with that, and then I sort of branched into musical theater. And then at school we did pop, which is a
that
different
was so
world.
awesome.
Yeah.
To dive into that stuff.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
for you are a good pop
Hey,
singer.
you killed it in pop class every time.
Yeah, it's good.
We had a really great opportunity and a really amazing teacher. Shout out to Mary Lou, who was just a fantastic coach for learning all things pop related.
Oh yeah, it was that class at school where we could just be ourselves and really just go for it.
Yeah, I think many people like found who they were as artists outside of the box. And I was going to bring this up earlier because like a lot of the times when people ask you like, "Oh, you went to, theater school, like what kind of performer are you? Like actor, dancer, singer, or like singer, dancer, actor? And like, you know, it's like, what comes first, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's like so negative in a way, because it puts people in this box of like, oh, this is what I am first, this is what I'm focusing on. Meanwhile, like, there's strengths in multiple areas there, and like people are multifaceted, and like, you know, just because someone might not have that ballet technique, they can whip out some paradiddles that are really, really quick. You know
Carlo's
what I mean?
like, I am a tapper.
No, but like,
yeah, no,
so,
I
and
understand.
like, you know, some things don't call for that technical aspect of dance necessarily, or that technical aspect of, you know, singing. And it's like, why, when it's something that's like this, it's like a river flowing, and like all of those things within the arts are like so well connected, why kind of list them off and like put one thing as first or one thing as last, you know?
I kind of hate it when people ask me that.
It is a question you hear often, right? It's like, okay, where do you put yourself in a box? And it's like, I'm not actually going to do that.
No,
you know?
I hate it. And also when people just are like, this is what I am. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Why don't you just be a being who creates and performs? And that should be enough for everyone. You shouldn't have to rank yourself.
Yeah. I think the most successful artists that I've talked to are like, they have that mindset as well. You know, this all started from us talking about pop class, but it's true. Like, I think a lot of people truly discovered like their sense of self for the first time in that class. You know?
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different form of expression, because musical theater is freeing, but it still is, there's still some type of restriction to it. Like, you have a script, you have a song. This is the character that you're trying to fit into.
Yeah. What are your
like,
clear objectives?
Yeah,
right?
right.
Like, you have to
Your
fit in
beats,
this. Like,
you know?
Are you hitting your acting beats?
Yeah, exactly. And like,
Yeah.
as much as you bring
Did you read your libretto? No.
Of course, you never read your libretto. I kind of didn't really read.
Hey,
my
well,
libretto.
don't say never. You know, I definitely I picked it up after first year for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Just one libretto.
I thought I could wing it for like the longest time, and yeah.
Hey, I love winging it. Actually, theater school really taught me.
Sometimes the best work does come from winging it.
Yeah, it really taught me to just. I don't know if I can say bullshit.
I mean, yeah, I think that's fine. And in some regards, it is that though.
Yeah,
you know?
no,
like,
I'm such a good bullshitter.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, I think it's it's sometimes it hinders you when you think too much about something, as opposed to kind of just being in the moment and letting it flow, like letting it come to you.
Yeah.
You know, and music theater is like putting so many different things together. Like, you're putting together the singing, the vocal aspect of it. You're putting together the acting aspect of it. You know, there's so many things going on.
And the physical, like, just, it's everything.
Yeah.
People are just watching you.
Yeah.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
My mom is always like, how do you not freak out? Like, I don't know. But the more that she says it, the more I start to freak out just a little tiny bit. I'm like, you got to stop.
I think as something that comes natural to you.
Yeah.
It's not something you think about. Like, it's not in your consciousness. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like.
And especially when you do shows where I can't see the audience.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is perfect. I feel like I'm up here alone. It's so great. But the minute the lights are on, stress. Sweating.
Interesting.
Like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I think because you can see people,
Yeah.
it kind of stresses me out.
When you can't see people, like when the audience is dark, do you have an easier time?
Oh, it's so easy.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you find that?
I don't know. I have very strange strategies when it comes to shows.
Oh, are you like everyone naked?
No, not like that. It's just like sometimes I'll stay in a character the entire time.
Oh, you're like Jim Carrey.
Sort of.
Have you seen that documentary?
The Andy?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. Don't turn it.
Man on the Moon. Man on the Moon is what it's called. Yeah.
Well, yeah. The character is Andy.
Andy.
So, anyways, getting off topic.
He stays in character. But I don't know, like sometimes for me, I'll never forget. I did it in both shows that Julie Tomeno directed. Amazing person, amazing director.
Love Julie
by the
Tomeno.
way. But in the first one, Crazy for You, when I was in third year, which we were in together, I stayed in character just, you know, for a few shows just to have fun with it as the Cowboy Junior the entire time.
Oh, yes.
I stayed in it the entire time.
I do remember this.
And I can't remember why. I think it was something to do with me being nervous about the fight scenes, because another really cool aspect of music theater, sometimes we get like fight scenes to choreograph.
Yeah.
And so we had a fight choreographer come in and like choreograph this fight scene, and like I got thrown over a table, and like I think there was some nerves about it for me because like, oh no, am I gonna lift my legs the right way? Am I gonna do this right? And I you know, if anybody's listening to this or watching this who has seen that show, they'll remember the moment I'm talking about. But I was so nervous to like get it right, and I think I just like kind of stayed in character to be like, oh no, this is actually happening. So like I have to
Well, yeah.
I don't know if that's the healthiest way, but it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah. I don't know.
I did the same in On the Town too. But yeah. Shout out Julie Tomeno. So
love her.
Lovely
so
to work
great.
with.
Yeah. No, I miss Crazy for You. It was so good.
It was a great show, a good time.
It's a tap show, so.
Yeah, there we go. And it's an golden age era and kind of that like that style that you enjoy.
I love.
But
do more.
What are we listening to today?
What am I listening to?
What are we listening to today? From you.
What are we listening to? Oh, from me. I was like, what do you
Are we
mean?
listening to something?
Who are my top artists? Like,
actually, that's not a bad question. Let's circle back.
Okay.
So let's circle back and let's go. Okay. I want to hear what you're listening to. What you're listening to right now in terms of like what's on your Spotify playlist. What are some major kind of things that you're on? What are some things that are on repeat? Some artists you can't get out of your head.
I'm kind of all over the place with my music. I love Sammy Ray. She's amazing. Everything she does. I'm going to her concert soon.
Oh,
yeah.
She's
in
coming
March.
Here?
Yeah, to Toronto.
Wow.
I'm very excited.
Wow.
The first time I'll be going to a concert in like
How
2
long?
years.
I know.
It's crazy. Love her.
I can see that, yeah.
Lawrence is great.
You like Lawrence, that's
I know
right.
that you like Lawrence.
Yeah, I do like Lawrence, yeah.
Yeah, they're great. They're brother and sister.
I did
which
not
is cool.
know that.
I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain that they
definitely
are.
fact check
Yeah,
that.
fact check it. I think I'm right.
Yeah.
But then like I love Lady Gaga. I love like all of the big names,
This I knew.
know.
Yes.
Of course, some Beyonce in there.
And those are some inspirations, do you think?
For me?
Yeah.
I would love to. Well, I did a Beyonce song in my pop critique.
But that's why I'm saying there's an inspiration.
Yeah, I will not be singing any of that today. But it's all just musical theater music for everyone.
Good
Some
segue to that.
easy listening. Yeah.
Let's talk about it. What are we listening
I
to?
picked 2 pieces that are from like kind of obscure contemporary musicals.
Yeah.
They're both just songs that I've had in my book forever, and I just haven't been able to use them. But I love singing, so why not?
And this is the perfect place to say, I think, because we were kind of discussing this earlier before the podcast started.
Yeah.
We don't get a lot of chances to sing whatever we want to sing. And I think that's another reason why we've created this space and like this opportunity here is to get artists to promote what they want. Yeah. You know, like you're singing what you want to sing. This is about you. This is not about auditioning for some show. It's not about auditioning for anything. You know what I mean? It's not for anything but the artist, but you.
Yeah, it's just something that speaks to you. Which because when you audition, it's like you have to fit this criteria, or you're trying to think of the character that you're auditioning for. Like, what type of music should I be singing?
Exactly.
So,
and with this, you don't. There's no pressure to do that. And so I want to thank Moksha Canada for giving us that opportunity in order to do that.
Totally.
So, and I mean, as music theater artists, like, when you go to the auditions, they're always like, okay, what's your golden age piece?
Which for me, I have a million.
Which is great. It's just great and it's fun. But it's like, what if you're someone who really connects and really vibes with, all that contemporary stuff?
Well, that's
and like,
you. Yeah.
That's my sound. You know what I mean? Like, so, the opportunity is great to have.
Yeah, to just showcase what you want to do. Like, I'm not doing Golden Age today. I didn't think anyone would really want to listen to my classical music.
Well, I would say otherwise. But
well, thank you.
Yeah, let's talk about the contemporary stuff. So where are they from again?
So the first song is called "It's Amazing the Things That Float," and it's from a musical called The Flood.
Cool.
I don't really know too much about what the musical is really about because it's so obscure. You can't find a script. I didn't read the libretto.
Well, and
I can't find a libretto.
The song though, and with a lot of these like song cycle things and like contemporary music pieces, you kind of have to make your own context. Because I remember we had this one class that I think I took a lot away from it. You took a lot away from it too. MPT. MTP. Oh my gosh, can't believe I just did that. Music theater performance.
It's been like 3 years, so it's a lot.
You know why I'm saying that? Because I am in teachers college right now, and the MPT was the math proficiency test that just got canceled.
Oh. Good.
Yes.
It's good things for Carlo.
Not going to teach math. Don't worry, everyone. But that's why I got those two. That's why I got those two things confused.
Yeah.
So, and music theater performance.
Yeah.
And we had one, I think it was basically like one class that we got to bring in a contemporary piece.
Yeah.
And for the piece that I brought in, there was no context of it. So I had to explore the context and like make it up for my own, just based off what the lyrics and what the music sounded like.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of the cool work that needs to be done, I think, for a lot of these contemporary songs. So you can almost like make your own context just based off the lyrics and everything, which is like really cool.
Which is why it's fun to pick that material to put into your book, because it's really like, does it speak to you?
Yeah.
Do you understand it? Can you? And then it also, that comes through in the performance.
Yeah.
You, when you watch people audition, you can see when they're actually connected to a piece and they actually really love singing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is very different from Golden Age. You know, it's more just about the technique and the...
Yeah. And it's also been done so many times by so many people that I think people expect to see certain things a certain way.
Yeah.
Which is not negative or you know, bad by any means. It's just like something that needs to, you know, kind of hit a certain mark, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm really excited to see these songs then. That's fantastic.
Thanks.
Sorry, so what was the other one?
The second one is called Lying There from Edges.
Cool.
Yeah, I actually did this one. I workshopped it in our MTP class, which was very fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, from a song cycle as well. And
Did you have to make your own context and whatnot?
I did,
Because we had a lovely teacher
Yes.
who would kind of get us to, you know, create our own context around these sorts of songs.
Yeah. Well, and fully break it down. Like you have the sheet music in front of you, circling all of the the punctuation and
so down to like the music and everything as well.
Oh, fully. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know if it was, maybe a different teacher would do that, but we would have to like circle the music and highlight, and then you'd have to go through and look at the crescendos and where there are lifts, and just like actually do like deep dive into the music part of it, which is such a skill.
Yeah. It really is. Like to be able to like give a reason as to like, okay, there's a crescendo here and like why, like what's going on in lyrics, what's going on in the musical aspect to this, like what's happening. Right. Like give this crescendo a reason. Like why is your character doing this?
Yeah.
So cool. Music theater is so cool.
It is cool.
It is interesting.
I love it. It is. We picked a
Come
good
on,
career. She's dead right now, but she's coming back.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, a little dead because of the pandemic and whatnot. And, you know, theater in general took a pretty hard hit, right? Yeah,
which is crazy. It's the first thing to go, but it's the first thing that everyone consumes when we are in lockdown. Yeah. So it's just kind of crazy that the funding is cut for programs and all of these theaters, all of Broadway is shut down. But when people are at home, like, what are you consuming when you're in lockdown? TV shows, music, podcasts.
Yeah. Like, it's such an important point to make because not a lot of people realize it, you know? Yeah. Like, you know, the artists, you know, that you're supporting by watching these shows doing it are the same ones that are hurting, you know, because the theaters are closed.
Totally.
So
you don't even think about it. But art is everywhere. Like the fashion that you wear, that's art. This design, this logo, that's art.
I like it.
The lighting, it's art. Like it's literally everywhere.
No, I'm realizing this more and more as like a future educator, hopefully in the arts, you know, and wanting to stay in the arts. Yeah. I'm realizing more and more, you know, it's so important and like just such an amazing outlet, especially music theater. Like I remember leaving the classes sometimes after, you know, beautiful work with our, you know, beautiful instructors, like, for the most part, that really just changed me and like helped shape me as a person, and like coming out in tears sometimes, just like, you know, connecting to something so emotionally, you know. And not like it's strange, something that happens to you when you're acting through some of these songs, because you might not know as a person what it feels like at all in some of these situations because you haven't been in them, but you're kind of forced to go there.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
you just relate it in a different way. Like
Yeah.
we're all
Yeah.
human beings and we have different experiences.
Yeah.
And we all feel the range of emotions. So like a song can be sad.
Yeah.
You have felt sadness before. Maybe your mom hasn't died, but you can understand how to relate to some type of death. You know,
Yeah.
like it's very interesting.
Like seeing someone go through that range of emotions too
Yeah.
is so cool. And then
Yeah.
also like going through that yourself in a performance, you know, like music theater is kind of like, it's therapeutic. So we're discussing in educational settings and for like theater schools in general, but you know, schools in general of all kinds, how we can say more than just instead of just saying, oh, this is a safe space, how can we actually take the steps to like create that space and like make sure that these future artists, future, you know, people that are going to be in our society and contributing to it, feel heard and like, you know, feel accepted. And like, yeah, I just think it's such an important conversation to have, because I think theater schools might not have known how to do that properly for like the longest time, at no fault of anybody necessarily. It's just kind of like how things were and how other people were taught through generations and stuff. And it's just so interesting, because like a lot of it now is just basically discussions on like how can we be aware of students' needs and like accommodate them in the best way possible. And like that's the perfect first step to like kind of start things from.
Yeah.
You know?
I
So.
think that it's really just, instead of treating your students like students, you just have to remember that they're humans first.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And I think that that's something that's overlooked. The emphasis is more on the learning and the grades and how to better yourself, which is great. But also, especially in the arts, like this is a human being and your craft is also you.
Yeah.
So when someone is trying to develop their craft, they're at the same time developing themselves as a human being.
It's a very vulnerable place to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that can turn toxic very quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just bringing it back to like being treated as a human being, that's kind of the best spaces that I've worked in with creative teams and with fellow artists, is when I'm just respected and seen and actually heard. And I think that just needs to be brought back into theater schools.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. And I think it's on that direction. It's on that path. So.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into it.
What are we getting into?
I can't wait to like see you perform. To see you sing.
I guess,
yeah. I got to see you sing recently in, you know, you were in a different show at Canada's Wonderland in Winterfest.
Yeah.
So I got to see you perform recently, but I haven't gotten to kind of hear or see you sing music theater in a while, so I'm excited.
What do you mean you didn't like my Christmas songs that I was singing?
Oh, of course I liked your Christmas songs.
Yeah.
But those are Christmas songs. They go in a you know, a certain place.
Yeah,
right?
of course. No, it was very fun.
I'm excited to hear some contemporary music theater.
Yeah.
Before we do that though, let's make sure to plug your social medias, and let's make sure we talk about your podcast so people can reach that as well.
Totally.
So where can people find you on social media, you personally?
You can find me. It's at Mikayla Stradiotto. It's a long name. It's an Italian name, but you can figure it out.
We'll get the spelling right in the text. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
You can find me there.
And we have to make sure to get this new Instagram account going, because unfortunately someone was hacked. Someone who was super into Bitcoin got into her Instagram. We need to get on Instagram. So please give her a follow on Instagram.
It was so scary.
We're trying to regrow her
Yeah,
account.
I swear I'm not like some weird middle-aged mom on Instagram who has like 200 followers.
Yes.
Like I
Brand
knew.
new account.
I knew.
Brand new
So,
account.
Yeah, the Instagram really said new year, new you,
Yeah.
new account.
Hey, that's how it has to be sometimes.
Yeah, it's great.
A fresh start.
A fresh start.
Yeah.
And then you can find my podcast. It's at Not Mother's Book Club.
On Spotify.
That's our Instagram.
Oh, that's Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the full name is Not Your Mother's Book Club. You can find it on Spotify, Apple, Google Podcasts, literally anywhere you get your podcasts. You can find it.
Yeah.
We're everywhere.
Yeah, and once again, like, thank you, Moksha Canada Foundation, for supporting our artists like this. And everyone, if you're listening to this, make sure you please support our artists. You know, like, conversations like these are really, really important, especially, you know, during these kind of challenging times, and we have been through a lot of challenging times. And I think now more than ever is the perfect time to kind of, like we were saying, like reach out and support those who are creating content that you consume. Right? So
totally. What else are you doing?
It's really, really important. Yeah. So once again, I just want to thank Moksha Canada Foundation. And now let's hear some lovely songs by Mikayla Stradiotto.
Yeah. Hey everyone, my name is Mikayla Stradiotto, and the first song I will be singing for you is "It's Amazing the Things That Float" from The Flood. It's surprising the things I find myself thinking. I know that I should be upset. Somehow the grim reality hasn't felt very real to me yet. My home is a swimming pool, complete with a brand new moat. But mainly I find something else on my mind. It's amazing the things that float. Pencils and half-empty jars, teacups and cereal bars. There go my shoes like tiny canoes leaving shore. Papa, you've slipped from your frame. I feel like I've done the same. You and I, we could drift out the door. It's surprising the things that rise to the surface. It's more than I'd ever had guessed. Some things that seem so permanent just got swept up along with the rest. Piles of old diaries, heavy with all I wrote. But wash off those words, and those pages are birds. It's amazing the things that float. Outside, there's nothing but blue, no clouds to break up the view. Limitless lake to cover the acres of corn. All earth is mine to rebuild, a clean slate that waits to be filled. I'm as new as the day I was born. It's surprising the things I find myself missing. It isn't as much as you think. Maybe the things that disappeared are the ones that I wanted to sink. Strange, losing everything and leaving my home by boat. But one thing I found in this world without ground, it's amazing the things that float. My second piece is called Lying There from Edges. I look at you lying there, sleeping so soundly. Sometimes I wish I could sleep as well as you. And I bet in your dreaming I'm there. I look peaceful, and maybe you'd assume I'm lost in dreaming too. Despite how I try to close my eyes and join you. Despite how I try to hold my breath and body still. Despite how I try not to jolt you or wake you. I can't sleep, I can't breathe, I can't move. Am I fulfilled? I look at you lying there and I want to hold you. I want to sleep for decades by your side. But with you I'm restless. I'm running on empty. I'm living a life where I have compromised. You think in my sleep I'd see you in my future. You think in my dreams I'd see our kids play on the lawn. You think in my nightmares I'd be living life without you. You would think, you would guess, but I can't sleep. So you'd be wrong. You have blue eyes, and I love blue eyes. I love how you're 6 feet tall. I love how we question if God's really there, and how we hate Christmas time at the mall. And on paper we're great, and our stars are aligned, and it looks like it was all meant to be. But night after night, I keep shutting my eyes and I try, but I find I can't sleep. I look at you lying there, sleeping without me. I bet you'd never guess. My restlessness just grows. And while I want to shut my eyes and know the things that you know, I can't sleep, I can't breathe, I can't move. How I wish I could wake you. How I wish I could jolt you. How I wish I could love you. But wishing I could love you isn't really loving, I suppose.
Wow, what a voice, everyone, right? Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Mikayla. It was lovely to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
Lovely to be with you as always.
Yes, of course.
Make sure to follow her social media accounts, everyone. We're going to have them listed below. Follow Mikayla Stradiotto, support your artists. And for those other artists watching, we both would tell you to get involved, okay? We encourage you to get involved, check out Moksha Canada Foundation on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube. Go to mokshacanadafoundation.com, submit an artist profile, and get involved in this program. It's a really great series, don't you think?
It's so awesome.
We need more artists just like you to support and reach out to local Canadian talent. So thank you, everyone, so much for tonight. Thank you again, Mikayla.
Thank you.
The voice, right? And have a wonderful rest of your night. See you next time.